Okay, we've got an interesting one here. It's a lager, which is pretty boring and mundane, you might say, just a lager. But this lager is different. We're going to find out next what a mixed culture lager is from Widestreet Brewing Company. Diversion up next. And then, hey, welcome back to Views and Brews. I am Brendan, and this time round we have a beer that I've kept it for a little while because a specific reason, but I'll come back to that in just a second. Anyway, have a look at the can. This is Diversion by Widestreet Brewing in County Lomgford, Ballymahon in County Lomgford. Where they are making some really interesting beers. Everything they make is different and experimental and can conditioned. I'm fiddling around with this can. I'm realizing now that I probably kicked up. I'm pretty sure this one's can conditioned. I'm going to give you the spiel on the back of it and then get straight into it. It's 6.4%, so it's no light lager, that's for sure. So, mixed culture lager, so it's got different cultures in it. It's a Pilsner, or it has Pilsner malt in it and Saaz hops. Two of my favourite things, probably one of my favourite malts, but certainly one of my top three hops to use in brewing, especially lager. It gives you that really crisp bite, spicy bite. Production time 10 months, which is an interesting thing to be written on the front of a can, but it does tell you that because it's giving you information which pertains to what I'm about to read next. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, and can conditioned, exactly, containing yeast sediment, which I've just kicked up everywhere. Sorry about that, because it's going to be cloudy when I pour it, but hey, maybe it's meant to be. Refrigerate, store upright, and pour carefully. It does say make sure that you take this out and get it not quite cold when you drink it. Traditional lager fermentation, aged in secondary with Brettanomyces and Lactobacillus. So it's going to be both funky and sour. Lactobacillus will make it sour to some degree, and Brettanomyces would give it that sort of barnyard funky sort of horse leather blanket, all that kind of stuff, resulting in a bright and slightly tart lacto alternative take on a lager. For best results, store cold and let it arrive at room temperature in the glass. Okay, that's interesting. Never heard a beer telling me to do that before, but I certainly shall. This one is lively. She wanted to get out that glass real quick. It wasn't bulging at the top. So I just think, look at that, really effervescing away there. There's such a huge amount of aroma coming off this beer before I even get it to the nose. But the first thing that strikes me is how vibrant and bright it is. It's got that hazy straw-like colour, a bit, you'd expect that's an unfiltered, it's microbrewed lager. It's unpasteurized and it has all of that goodness still left inside the can. Which I'm now getting on the nose. Nice, bright, bigger than I expected head of foam on top of it, and tapered off now a little bit. No, it isn't. I just can't see it. When I hold it up, there's actually really microfine bubbles in this beer. So it's a bright, effervescing type of a lager, really nice. I know I'm going to get that crisp bite. When you get the carbonation right in a lager, it's supposed to be drying and satisfying. You take a gulp of it and it really satiates your thirst. Anyway, cheers, sláinte. Have another look at the can there and have a quick look. Actually, I just pulled that away too quick. Sorry about the glass. Have a look at that there. Let's get into this. Cheers, sláinte. Loads of Brettanomyces on this. I've kept it since I had it. I bought it about 3 months ago. Oh yeah, really funky barnyard flavors on aromas on the nose. Fantastic. I absolutely love the beers coming out of this brewery. Like lemon, citrus, hay, straw, dried grass, all that kind of stuff. Beautiful, bright, not sweet. Doesn't have any of that lager sort of malt characteristic yeast profile type thing that you get on a typical lager. It has a lot of mixed culture on the nose instead. Cheers. Wow, that is mountains and mountains of Brettanomyces flavour going on in that beer. It's hard to even distinguish that this is in fact a lager, but let's have another little go. Oh yeah, deep, earthy, funky, but like a zingy zestiness on the palate as well. It just rings and then dries out. Really, really enjoyable, satiating drink. Like I love beers that finish up and, you know, particularly in the summer, but all throughout the year. Especially this kind of beer is especially good with things like cheeses, I would imagine. It just feels a little, I know it's not anything like, you know, a lambic, but it really does feel like it has those sort of Belgian sort of wild ale qualities going on in it, where it just has real character to it, but it also does the good things that lagers do, which is satiates your thirst and dries out the palate. It's a dry, distinct, spicy hopped beer. Fantastic. If you see Widestreet Brewing's beers out and about, definitely don't bypass them. Can label designs are all color coded, which I really like, and they're done by No Apology Design, which is a website guy. I think is a local guy in County Lomgford, I think. But yeah, what a fabulous beer. What else can I get out of this? It's really strong and Brett. Now, Brett character builds over time. It says that this production time was 10 months. So that means they made the beer and then they've let the Brett sit in the secondary for 10 months, I'm guessing. So maybe this beer is a year old now that I'm drinking it. Whatever it is, it's fantastic. Like the can conditioning, I don't know what it does for it, but it really just keeps all of that funky yeast goodness going on. I mean, is it? I wonder, is it can conditioned with the Brett? I'm not sure how he's done it. I don't care. Lactobacillus in there does have a nice tight, tart, light fruitiness. Not quite apple, but it does have those crisp tannin like qualities that apples do. Yeah. Oh, it's just fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to sip the rest of this, go inside and enjoy it with a nice Indian meal, which I've got cooking on the stove right now. Fantastic beer. Widestreet Brewing, Diversion, 6.4% mind as well. Pilsner malt, Saz hops, Brettanomyces, Lactobacillus. Who could ask for anything more? Check it out. That's my view on this brew. Cheers, Slodger, and it's on to the next one.